My name is Mike Roberts. I am a retired preacher and union and community organizer. And I want to show you a couple of clips from a recent city council meeting in Olympia, Washington, because it's a great example of something that's been bothering me for a long time. The context is that they were debating a workers' bill of rights, and maybe reasonable people can disagree about that. I support it, but that's not my point. What I'm pointing at here is political accountability or the lack of political accountability. We've got two city councilors here. Each represents the opposite spectrum of how a labor friendly politician should be acting. Let me show you.
and uh, and to think about, if I ever wanted to do anything in government again, if I wanted to run for election again, and to consider that I might not have union support or labor support. And I find that to be really intimidating. I find that to be peer pressure. I've really appreciated and been proud of the labor support that I had gotten. Um, when I have ran for election before.
Now, I got to say, when I first saw that video, and just to be clear, I wasn't there that night, I couldn't make it. And I want to thank Annette Smith, a wonderful organizer from IAM who shot all of this and sent it to me. But anyway, when I first saw that clip, I'll admit I felt a little sorry for her. I mean, she seemed kind of distressed. But what she's calling peer pressure, of course, is political pressure from folks who had endorsed her. So I'm not quite sure what she expects. But this next clip takes us to a different level.
I also think about kind of a sort of different form of peer pressure where I've had so many conversations with people, both when I've been seeking out those conversations and when they've come to me, that have shared with me their opposition and their concerns about Proposition 1, but they wouldn't be willing to endorse it. They wouldn't be willing to speak out publicly. They wouldn't be willing to really let it be known to community members for fear of vandalism, for boycotting their businesses, for.
Here we see that the councilwoman has a problem with the working people who donated to her campaign or campaigns to get her elected because she thinks they're vandals. Now, in Olympia, Washington, there's not vandalism going on. Unions aren't throwing bricks through windows or graffitiing businesses. They're perfectly civil. These folks that put their hard earned labor toward her campaign and got her in there are not criminals. It's very disheartening to hear a labor endorsed city council person talk like that. Now, in total contrast to the first council person, the next one shows what it's like when you put people in office who really do stand in solidarity with workers. This is what it should look like.
On being working class people, that it's just complete malarkey, to quote a famous president, that that there's any kind of mobility opportunity for the vast majority of us who are going to work wages our lives. And it disgusts me when we lean on this whole our economic development plan should be about a trajectory for everybody to become exceptional. Because there's one boss in a business, there's one manager on a shift, and all the rest of us are just doing our darn job, and we're working to live. We're not living to work. So I just that's, for me, this is a simple work-a-day obvious choice for Olympia to just make some gesture of respect for working class low wage workers. Thank you for the time.
So, obviously, the difference is like night and day. I have a suggestion for unions and the labor movement in general. Let's stop endorsing candidates who then go out and don't represent the needs of workers. Don't give them the money. Don't put people on the street knocking doors for them if they're not going to represent those folks. What we should do is hold accountability sessions, maybe quarterly, whatever that looks like, where you give them report cards. Let them know how they have done compared to how they said they would do. If there's room for improvement, let them know how to do that. If they're worthy of praise, then praise them for sure. But in a situation like this, we might also look at doing certainly op-eds, but maybe even rallies where you just punctuate an issue like this, punctuate a time like this, where you have a city council person who was put in office by working people and then takes it personally when those hard-working people expect them to support them like they were supposed to.